Hello, I'm Alejandro at Stacklok. At Stacklok, we are an AI-first startup. What that means is that we try to integrate MCP servers in cool and innovative ways in our everyday use cases and workflows. So today I have a demo of precisely just that, how we integrated MCP servers into one of our everyday use cases. So let's dive in. The use case is telemetry. We used to collect telemetry in these spreadsheets. So then it came time to actually iterate over the solution and have something more stable. And that solution was using an MCP server. So what's an MCP server? An MCP server is just another way or a way of providing context to the LLM in which the context that some context in which the LLM wasn't trained on. In this case, for example, we are providing context, internal context from Stacklok to the LLM so that the LLM can reason about. So in this case, the solution actually was twofolded. We had on one hand the MCP server that was collecting the data from the database, and on the other hand, we had the MCP server that was plotting actually the data that was collected from the first MCP server. Another important file is this Docker file, which will give us a nice image that we can later deploy with ToolHive. And what is ToolHive? Well, ToolHive is our solution, a Stacklok solution for deploying and managing MCP servers. So how would you go about to adding an MCP server in ToolHive? Well, I'm going to demo just that. So we have to provide a name, we have to provide a transport, and then we have to provide an image, which is what I just showed. And you can provide extra arguments for more complicated MCP servers, but in this case, this is all that we needed. There's a warning saying that if you are using a client, you may have to restart it in order to see the MCP server. But ToolHive will go and configure for you the MCP server in your running local clients, meaning Cloud Code, Cursor, or whatever. And here we have the MCP server is now running, and that's all. Now let's go into the actual demo of the use case. We have here LibreChat, which lets you create agents. In this case, I have created one agent which has some assistant prompt, and it has access to two MCP servers. The one that we just talked about, the telemetry MCP, which is the one that it will go and get the data from our database, and the plotting MCP, which, as its name says, will plot the data. So let's ask something. And if there's no demo effect, we should have the data there. Nice. Now, please plot it. And it will go and generate the plot. Here it is. Nice. Now let's see. Please give me the data for all the versions in time series, in daily time series format. Well, that took a while, but now I can say to plot it. And here it is, the data by version and as by date and as a time series. Okay, now let's see another functionality that we have on this plotting MCP server. And here it is. Apparently all the locations are there in the US, but anyways, it was just to show this nice world map view. So yeah, that was all for the demo, from clunky and not so scalable spreadsheet to a nice interaction with plots and tables via MCP servers and ToolHive. And that's it. If you want to know more about ToolHive, go and visit toolhive.dev and join us on Discord. Thank you. Bye.